welcome into another episode of Cranial Diarrhea with Pissed Off Tiff and me. We're going to do something different tonight. Why don't you tell everybody what we're going to do there, chomps?
So, what we wanted to do, I don't know what we're doing.
We're going to play back one of the old shows we did just on audio.
Yes.
And we're going to listen to it and just kind of comment.
To it, I think.
Yeah, let's see if we have any reactions.
And I think if we do this like every other week until we get every show that we have on Spotify to YouTube, then we can move on.
All right, chomps, let's hit the audio. Let's just see what happens.
All right.
You may never see this one. We don't know. We'll figure it out.
Let's roll. Let me know when you want to pause it, okay?
Oh, we'll just talk with it.
Oh, I need to restart it. Shut your face. All right. Here we go.
Do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the first episode of Cranial Diarrhea. I am Dale, and I'm here with
Tiffany.
And we are going to take you through the average conversations that a dad and daughter...
Okay, wait. I remember doing this, the first recording. I was so incredibly nervous.
I know, I don't get that.
I don't know. It's not like I was on camera. You know, when we started doing it on camera, I was like, whatever, I don't care. But I don't know. I guess I was like, I just thought in my head that this was going to reach the masses and... Naive. So naive. Anyway.
...or have on a daily basis.
I don't think they're average.
They're probably not. A lot of useless information.
Lots of useless.
And then they're still that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to see how this plays out. So basically the way this podcast is going to work is I'm going to give my daughter some interesting facts, and she's going to try to decide if I made up this crap or if it's real. Picture. So let's figure out the first.
Well, yeah, so just to give a little backstory, so he tells me a lot of things that aren't true, and so I have...
That's still 100% the case. Not much has changed.
...to determine if they're true or not in real life, so we thought it would be interesting to share.
I think this is kind of a common theme between dads and daughters.
I don't think so.
Really?
I mean,
so you're just lucky.
I wouldn't know.
You're just lucky.
Well, okay. Moving on.
All right. So the first fact: the donkey got its name Jackass after a man named Jack in Ottawa, Belgium village because he was very mean and he had a pet donkey that was always by his side. So everywhere he went,
surely you said that was BS.
There's Jack, old mean ass, and they just started calling his pet the Jackass.
Okay, so that's interesting. I don't know why you would have a donkey as a pet.
Why not?
I don't either.
I mean,
why am I entertaining this? Okay, that's interesting.
It's really funny to listen to this.
I don't know.
I mean, they're pretty cool. You can ride on them.
Like, are they though? I'm gonna say that. I'll say that's true.
Oh!
That is false.
Why would I do that?
I thought for sure you were going to go
Looking
false
back
one.
on that, it is clear as day that you were just spouting some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, true. Yeah, that's factual. The hell is wrong with me?
You were so nervous about it, too.
Well, maybe that's why.
They were
Almost.
they were actually named because the donkey was called a Jack.
I think I almost said fuck
and
there.
the ass part was because they were stubborn.
That was really clever. on
Yeah,
your part.
wasn't that cool?
It was not.
But now
Why
I
did
got
I...
a follow-up, though. What do you call a female donkey?
The Jill ass.
It's actually Jeanette ass. Is that true or false?
Man, that was close.
You were close. You ever wonder... No, that's actually true. It is a Jeanette ass. You ever wonder if a donkey's standing there and two people are talking and one of them calls the other one a jackass, the donkey goes, you really compare me to that?
Okay. What? And you thought it was so clever and so funny. That's the thing.
I know, but it was funny.
You know what I think?
It still is funny.
I think if we just do this.
You ever think about that?
That's never crossed my mind.
Does a jackass get offended? Jackass lives matter?
We're going down that rabbit hole.
Forgot about that.
Wow.
There's no rabbit hole we don't go down.
Or donkey hole.
I don't even know. This show's terrible.
Sorry.
Donkey. Donkey.
That was dumb. Okay.
All right, so you didn't do so well on the first one.
I did not.
You did
I
not. So let's
Yeah.
think about the second one. Do you know, true or false, no number between 1 and 999 contain the letter A in the actual alphabetical spelling of the number? Oh wow, her brain's turning, folks. I can see the smoke.
Hamster's turning.
Yeah, I think his wheel needs greased.
The letter A, like.
Yeah, you know, like A.
No, yeah.
B, C.
So I got that. Yeah, thanks for that.
You're an ass.
Just to clarify, I mean, you did have to tell me when you spelled something out that it was my granddaughter's name.
Well, that was me questioning your intelligence.
Yes.
It's the other way around right now.
Yes. So numbers 1 through 990, that's a lot of numbers.
That is a lot of numbers.
With no A.
And I'd have to go through every single one.
You would. That's going to take some time. Because,
I
you
don't
know,
think we have that kind of
after
time.
1 comes 2. You know that, right?
Well,
What are we even
I did
talking
graduate
about?
from
I have no idea.
Well, you know, I don't want to know.
Questionable.
Before I got there, though.
Well, that's true.
That's true.
That's a
See?
fair point. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. I'm gonna.
I mean-
Oh gosh. For the sake of time, I'll just say true.
Wow. Your record's better than Vanderbilt. You're 1-1.
Are we really gonna go there?
Was it too soon?
Rude.
Was it too soon?
God, at least we don't throw mustard.
Hey.
And thus begins a 1.5 year long journey of me suffering through Vanderbilt jokes. On air, I guess.
I've
Speaking
gotten
of
better.
mustard, the next question's about food. Good play in. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah, I
Awesome.
like
All right. So, here, now this is a good one.
Okay.
The Hawaiian pizza
Yes.
was invented by a Greek Canadian. The Hawaiian pizza
Greek Canadian.
invented the Hawaiian pizza.
I don't know why I'm focused on that
I
part.
don't either.
Okay.
What is a Hawaiian pizza?
So I'm assuming it's like with pineapple and
Yes.
ham.
Does pineapple really belong on pizza?
It's pretty good. I think you have to be in the mood for it. It's like a preference
Talking
thing,
about
but I think
pizza.
it's pretty good.
I don't think pineapple belongs on pizza.
Well, no.
Folks, write in and tell us what you think. You're gonna have pineapple.
I don't think anybody ever wrote it.
You know, gas prices are up to close to what, $3.20?
Yeah,
You
we're
know,
worried about pineapple
But
on
we're worried
pizza.
about
That's
pineapple on
important.
pizza. That's the important stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'll even tell you a name. I mean, his name.
A name? Okay. Two
Sam Panopoulos.
Okay, that sounds made up.
Sam Panopoulos, they Monopoly.
That's a little too close
Metropolis.
to pineapple, so that makes me think that this is false.
Sam Panopoulos made Monopoly in Metropolis. Whoa!
Oh, that's the Brandon farting.
Oh, it's like what
you
happened?
remember
I
he
do.
walked by and he was like,
I do remember that.
yeah.
Rooting section up there. That would be true.
Man, are you serious?
It is
So
true.
wait,
So
the guy's
you wanna-
name-
Most people, when you think of eating, you think of
Yeah, whatever I said his name was.
Quit making fun of my doors. Anchor down.
Anchor up.
I went back too far.
So I got one last question.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
This is a good one. The average adult spends more time eating than they do on the toilet.
Ooh.
And from what we've seen before, somebody does.
So I would.
It's like false.
Based on my people that I live with, I would say false, but.
False
They don't
what?
It's a false butt on the toilet.
Yeah, we called that.
You still think that's funny?
I still think that's funny. I do.
Cranial diarrhea was the right name for this shit.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Even though we spelled it wrong. It's
Yeah.
That's right.
We.
Listen,
It's a process. Like cranial diarrhea.
we're just gonna go with.
We might need a lot of cleanup.
We're gonna go with our email account wouldn't. That name was already being used. So we
Oh,
had to
okay.
change up the
All right.
spelling.
So kind of like cranial diarrhea, we need a lot of cleanup for
None of that was true.
Yeah. Well,
It was a good cover story.
So does the average adult spend more time
eating
Eating.
on the toilet.
Now, I want you to think about this. Most people, when you think of eating, you think of people sitting down at the table and having dinner. Think about how many times you rush through breakfast and lunch. Like, you got to think about that.
I rush through every meal.
Can I just say, the way that you say breakfast,
What's wrong with it?
he's like, breakfast.
Breakfast. Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Why waste time enunciating a K that's useless? Just give me the breakfast.
Breakfast.
On some breakfast.
Breakfast.
On some breakfast.
Anyway, sorry.
I eat like so fast. So it's probably true for me. I'm gonna go with true.
How long does the average restroom break take, do you think?
Well, so nowadays it's different, right? Because you're not just in there doing what you need to do. You've got your phone and you.
That's
you
very
know-
true.
Oh, that's nasty.
No, I mean like you're reading and
You're like pooping on your phone?
No, like, really.
Taking pictures, rate my poop.
Like you're on the toilet, but you're like
Okay,
on
that
social
brings
media.
up a big question. What percent of people do you think actually take their phones to the bathroom while they're having cranial diarrhea?
Oh, of all the people that have phones,
Yeah.
like 99%.
I just wonder. I haven't looked that one up. I'm gonna
Because
have to
if
look
I
that
don't
up.
have my phone, like I'm reading the back of bottles.
Still do that.
Like shampoo bottles?
Yeah, like that's a thing. Like I need something. I'm not just gonna sit there and stare at the wall. Like that's boring, right?
Okay, I have to confess, I read bottles too.
My mind needs to be stimulated while my butthole's working. That sounded way not what I want.
Wait, not what. Let's keep rolling. Just hit the button. Hit the button.
See?
I've been there.
Which brings up another interesting point. But like the nature versus nurture. Like is that
I
like
wonder if that's genetic.
yeah? Do I do that because I'm related to you, or do I do that because that's just something I
Boredom.
picked up along the way, or something?
That's a good question.
I know the
Anyway,
answer to that
I
now.
read shampoo bottles
What
on
is
the
it?
toilet while you're having cranial diarrhea.
So the answer to that is actually nurture. Because during my potty training days, my mom would, put me on the toilet.
I remember that. Are you saying that?
Yeah. And she would bring me books, and I would sit there for hours and hours and hours. And then when she pulled me off the toilet and put a diaper back on me, that's when I would actually go to the bathroom. Nobody tells Tiffany what to do.
Nobody puts baby on a potty.
Yeah, I do what I want.
Because
So
of
wrong.
nature or nurture.
Well, cranial
Okay,
diarrhea.
first off, I don't think you would go to the bathroom. Your parents are not, when you're little, taking you to the bathroom, handing you a shampoo bottle. Going,
No,
"Read
but
this."
like when I was being potty trained.
Read this.
when
Oh, I
was
mentioned it
being
here.
Potty trained. My mom would bring me books
Well, there you
to
go.
read. So
Okay, so maybe that is a
To
process.
read.
yeah, okay.
So you're reading a book on the toilet really feeds back into you. Take more time on the toilet.
Yeah, so
more
I'm
time-
going with true because I feel like you're not just like you're in there and you're doing what you need to do, right? But it's taking longer because you may sit a little longer to finish.
So
up
does
a-
that mean
Smart
the
kids
original?
can't hold encyclopedias.
Does that mean the original multitaskers were actually poopers?
I mean,
Now that I listen to this, I think I not misunderstood the question, but I flipped it. Because I think, and I'll have to go back and listen to it
I think
again.
we talked about that afterwards too. I think you did. I think yes.
I think I flipped it. And so when I
Yeah.
said true and it was false, I actually
you
meant...
flipped. You
Yeah.
flipped. Yes, I think I remember us recapping that.
it's
Multitasking was invented by pooping.
I still stand by that.
So what is your thought? Original question.
So I'm going with true.
You're going with true.
We spend more time on the toilet than we do.
See, that's where I was like...
So you spend more time.
I think this is where we both kind of got flipped.
I confused us.
Wow, imagine that. We got confused.
Shocking.
I'm sorry, guys.
I think getting a little worse. That's actually false.
What?
But people spend more time on the toilet than they do exercising.
But do you mean like when you say on the toilet, like you mean just in terms of actually pooping or like sitting on the toilet?
I want to know who actually investigated this. Did they go into bathrooms and time people?
Well, I feel like we need to investigate it because I feel like
according to the facts, people spend more time eating than they do on the toilet.
I feel like we need to get on the Google machine at some point.
That's where I got this from.
Okay.
Because this question popped into my head randomly.
Imagine that.
So.
Okay.
So, for the initial podcast, you were 1 in 3. Not bad.
1 in 3.
Not bad.
What were the questions?
Not bad. So, with that in mind, that's all I have for you today.
That was really fast.
It was really fast.
I feel like we need more.
You feel like we need more? Well, okay, I have a good question for you.
Okay.
How do you know when a fly farts?
Because instead of like flying around all wibbly wobbly, that's a term. That's a
The wibbly wobbly is a scientific
technical term.
Scientific term.
Yeah. It flies like straight, like for a split second.
Okay.
Projects
It's
itself.
being pushed
But
back and forth.
does the same account for a bee? And do bees really fart? Do they have honey farts?
You know what?
Where did the word fart come from?
I don't.
What in the heck happened? Where did we go?
Are you gonna make this? Is this another test?
No, this is another test.
Okay.
The word fart is derived from the French term le farte, which means smell.
I do remember this now. Okay.
I'm sorry. Can we just call it that from now on?
Yes. So
Because usually.
it comes from
So I'm diabetic, and so I've been.
So you
eating
lay
a lot
fart
of,
there,
like,
you know?
sugar-free
So you've been experiencing le farte.
which does cause a lot of
Which
that
is it?
intestinal gas,
But
But I say, I call it the vapors. So it's
well, that
when
explains
somebody
that.
walks in the room, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "I've got the
Wow.
vapors."
Millions of people vaping all these scents,
I know.
like.
Oh.
That's not a vapor scent.
So, true or false?
Okay.
Did the word fart actually come and derive from the French language le farti, which means air smell?
So I feel like you did no research on that. Like that just
Are you sure?
no.
I always have backup questions.
See? I always run into this problem. Okay. I'm gonna go with true.
It's a possibility, but I have no idea. I made that crap
Oh my
up.
god! See, I really do think we need to start calling it La Farte. That's amazing.
Did you just lay farte? Well, sure, I'll have that with dessert.
It smells like a La Farte.
That's the other.
I mean, the Lafarte mini.
When you're in public, how many people try to hold one in?
See.
We really spent like
Oh, we
10
just had
minutes.
the vast statistician come up. The history of the word fart is almost the opposite of an actual fart. The word fart goes back at least 800 years to Middle English and possibly on. A real fart is a brief, usually lasting only a few seconds. When I was a kid, the dictionary defined fart as an explosion between the legs.
I forgot about
I did too. An explosion between your legs. Okay. Oh.
Oh my god, it's almost done.
An explosion between the legs.
We had the same reaction.
Cheeks, and that's
I'm going to leave that up to interpretation. I'm not going to touch that one.
He was trying to take it. He was trying to make it dirty.
No, I just left
Never
it.
had the courage to actually go out and do the research because when it's cold outside, like really cold outside,
remember this,
and you
I
fart,
remember.
is it like your breath where there's like a cloud? Because if it's hot, like it's hot, right? It's hot air escaping.
And y'all,
from
we
your
still
body,
have
so,
these
like,
conversations.
well,
That's the
This
scary
winter,
part.
We'll videotape one and find
This is a normal
no, I'm not gonna
conversation.
fart on video.
Aren't y'all glad we changed the format of this show?
Oh, Lord. All right. right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude the first ever episode and possibly the last ever episode of Cranial Diarrhea.
Spelled incorrectly.
Spelled incorrectly.
Spelled incorrectly.
So if you want to contact us, don't ask me how it's spelled. I don't even remember now.
It's cranialdiarrhea@gmail.com, and that's CRANIALDIARRHEA@gmail.com. I did that in a rush. I misspelled it. I apologize.
To wrap it up, all I can say is keep flushing.
Keep flushing. Get off the toilet, people. All right.
We're out.
So, if you just saw the video, daughter was trying to figure out how to get the lead out of a pencil.
Oh my god.
So, as you can see, to kind of recap that show, yeah, we've come a long way, and I know everybody's kind of glad we changed the format of that. But we're going to throw these in ever so often, just kind of as a light thing. They'll be a little shorter. They'll be a lot, more lighthearted and funny, and we're just going to kind of listen in. Plus, you get to go back and hear all the old shows, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think there are some really good ones. Like Caboodle Doodle was good.
Yes, there's a lot of good ones out there. So these are kind of
but and we have to figure out where we started recording.
Yes, we will. We'll figure that out. We'll look at that, and we'll look at improving the audio.
Oh, I know which one it was.
It
was Fruity Tooty Rumble Booty.
Yes. And then we'll look at improving the audio, and we'll get all those up. But we're going to use these after we do some heavy shows and just kind of lighten the mood some and have some fun with it. So all I can say is until next time, I'm sorry you had to hear that again. Le Forte.
Henceforth. All what do they call? All air biscuits will be known as Le Fortes.
Le Fortes.
Anyway. Okay, bye.